meeting of the Maine County Board of Education. Before calling the meeting to order, if you wish to speak on any agenda or non-agenda items, you must submit a speaker card. The cards are located at the table immediately outside our boardroom. Speaker cards must be submitted prior to the close of the public comment portion of the agenda item for which you'd like to speak. I am calling meeting to order. Roll call. I'm here.
And I'll just do the members who I see present. So Cindy Johansson.
Here.
Marilyn Enzer.
Oh,
Nancy McCarthy.
Present.
Curtis Robinson. Here.
thank you. Okay, do we, a motion for approval and, yeah,
Move approval.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Sure.
we need
I'm
to
abstaining.
some abstention. Back to
You don't have approval of the agenda.
Can we do that?
Yes.
Yes, so I popped with a question and I'd like to discuss this, see if we can get some consensus here.
I have a question, trustee Greg, how come you are saying that?
I'm abstaining because I disagree with the way in which the agenda has been put together. I disagree, and since you actually included the fact that I understand the council has consistently stopped conversation from taking place in this room. In particular, now, with the superintendent's report, there's never any item on the agenda other than his report. He comes in and he makes statements about big issues, including the last time, which was when he talked about engaging in litigation against the federal government without there being any discussion with the board. And not only that, he did it in the name of the board. He's constantly doing things in the name of the board, in the name of Marin Park County Office of Education.
So how
Which
can you,
most people
can I
think-
just, before you go too far, how can you remedy the situation so you can support it? What would you ask the president?
So that you.
I would ask there be an agreement that the superintendent for his report each month be required to state in advance what the items are that he's going to be referencing in his report, unless it occurs within 3 days exactly. So that this way, when he references big items like he did, not only this is the first time, this is now the third time I've had an issue. Last agenda. And that we be able to have a discussion about it, so Danielle does not cut me off when I ask the question about what's been said, stating that it's going to be a Brown Act violation. Everything that this board does not want to have public discussion about becomes a Brown Act violation. In my opinion, it should not. But that's what I want to know that from this moment forward, that if the superintendent gives his report, that he include in his report the items that he's going to be referencing, he's going to be notifying us of. As long as it was 3 days, it occurred 3 days in advance of, so he didn't have any opportunity.
Is there anything else you would ask the committee or the board to change? Because that type of procedure, that what you're asking there has never been a part of this since its inception. So you're asking for a different procedure to be done specifically here that none of us have been a part to. So understanding that, so anything else you would have changed. So we kind of, if we decide to do something, so you get on board here, we're not going to have you come back in another month and ask for something else there. I mean, is there anything else right now that you see to do so we can move this business forward.
Well, is that going to be agreed upon? Is that a question?
I mean, that's for John to go home and think about.
No, it's not.
You or something, or he can say right now. So
I've raised this issue many times.
okay, so then that's not gonna happen. So it looks like you're gonna continue staying as long as you're a member here. That's what I'm understanding. So we have here, okay, anything else? So we can't have a meeting today. President,
And John's refusal to acquiesce.
what is your say?
Well, I know the next step. If the last time this happened, the next step was to not have a meeting. So if we have an alternative, I need to know.
The way your rules are currently structured, you are following Robert's Rules of Order, and that requires you to adopt an agenda. So we have a couple of options, either which to do today because they're not on your agenda. But we might consider adopting or revising your rules so that you're not required to adopt an agenda. Or you might consider just ensuring that you have a quorum at meetings that would override somebody abstaining from adopting. But
Okay,
today, you
But
cannot
today-
move forward without adopting it. Fine, true.
are there any items? Is there anything that's urgent that we consider that we consider?
I do believe you cannot consider anything today. I do believe the item on your agenda is time sensitive, will be out of compliance without adopting it, but we'll just have to bring it back to you.
What item is that?
That is the only action item that you have on your agenda, which is your resolution on the sufficiency of instructional materials. We're required to take action on that within a certain days, beginning of school. I believe we are. We're within it. Yes, but we will be past it at your next regular meeting.
So that's the choice of trustee McCarthy to abstain and let us to over decision.
I'm not disallowing you. John Karen can turn around and agree to do what would be appropriate, which I've asked for multiple times.
Well, actually, that's not on the agenda. So,
Right, not on the agenda.
yeah, so we would just need to explain to CD that we did hold a meeting, we properly agendized this, but we were unable to get a quorum to approve the agenda. And we needed to reschedule it for the next.
So it's not something worth trying.
Are you, would you be able to approve an agenda without the superintendent's remarks in today?
I won't know. I've made this point so many times, no one has bothered to even address me on it.
Well, Marilyn's just offering to remove that line of the agenda so you could pass it. How is she not offering you a gift?
That's not a gift.
That-
That's not a gift. I've asked for something repeatedly from this board. It's been fair and legitimate. And I've had my voice silenced many times based on what I believe to be an improper interpretation of the ground. Nothing I do will get absolutely reasonable items that other board members have referenced as a concern. Because John Carroll comes in and he brings up big issues that are really important to this community. No one's able to ask him a question about it without being attacked as allegedly trying to be violating. To ask him to report in advance on what he's going to talk about during his session is totally reasonable. I cannot even understand why anybody wouldn't be totally behind it. And unless I turn around and put a stake in the ground on this, nothing ever happens. And maybe nothing ever will. Maybe you'll just assure that you'll have somebody there. John is very shaking his head. He's not going to tell anybody in advance what he's going to talk about so that we can ask him any questions. That's an unreasonable position. Totally unreasonable. Oh, it's not his prerogative. It is our job to know and to be able to speak, because otherwise, why is he coming in and speaking about it? I'm not your boss, but this board should be able to make that request.
No, the board is.
Can't hurt.
I think
Nobody's
you're
talking
asking.
about directing work. We're talking about doing what's fair for the public.
Nancy, you're asking for something
Okay.
new that's never been done in this corporation, in this MCO, it hasn't ever been done.
But what's wrong with it? So we're gonna sit here for the rest of our lives and do the same thing when nobody in this board gets to vote on report
We
petition?
can vote on your request, and we can do it as a board when we get a full board, and then
When we
can
do
tell
that,
you what.
okay, well, when that happens, that happens, but right now, I'm gonna change my position.
Let's go.
I think we're gonna choice, if you're not going to have an approved agenda, you'll have to.
Okay, well, it was really good seeing everybody, and the meeting is adjourned.